What's up?
Dude, we have so much we want to talk about. We have so much.
You want to get into it?
But like, before I go to anything, I have to say a big welcome back to Tom Brady.
Let's go.
We can give him his claps.
Welcome back, Tom. Happy to have you. Happy you're here.
Such a long fucking hiatus.
So that when you guys make it to the playoffs, and if the Patriots don't make it, I can start cheering for you again.
Thank God.
And whatnot. But like, this has to go on record. This has to be said. Tom Brady literally quit the league to spend more time with his family, spent 2 months with them, and said, nah, fuck it. I'm going back. No, I gotta go back to work. Damn. Think about that. Like, buddy's like, you know what? My wife's giving up so much, but I gotta spend time with my boys. And literally, he's like, oh, it's my family decision. I gotta go back, man. It's too early for me to give up. I'm like, that's tough. You can't make that shit up.
Do you really think Ronaldo was the one that got him back?
So, all right, I know they talked. I didn't actually hear the conversation. What did they say?
I don't know anything about the conversation. I didn't even see if anybody got the dialogue for it. I just know that they had that interaction. Brady's son was right next to him. And then all of a sudden, what was it, the next day? He was like, all right, I'm back. I want to know what was said for real. But how fucking boring is your family that you said, fuck this? I'm gone. I can't do this batting practice no more. I can't just sit at the crib. I can't go on these shopping sprees with you no more, Giselle. Like, I'd rather get broken in half with a few people half my age and have fun with it.
I mean, like, just imagine what those conversations are like. Imagine, like, being used to talking to your boys and this all the time, but now you're talking to your wife daily. They probably, like, figured out, like, wow, we really have nothing in common and nothing to talk about. It's a really quiet house we got here.
I don't even think it's that. It's not even so much as that because, you know, the offseason, all that shit for how many years at the beginning to been together. So it's like, all right, it's cool. But, like, bro, he's probably itching. And like I was telling Justin earlier, I really think not even so much of him having that conversation with Christian. It was the fact that he saw Rodgers getting back to the same squad that he's been with the whole entire time. Yeah. For what, 4 years? We don't know anything about the money for real, because he was even saying, like, that's not even guaranteed. The number's not right. That's cool and all. But he's like, damn, he's coming back and coming back to the MC. I'm going to come back and go back to the same squad because I got to see him again. I really think he's on a petty spree right now and just trying to shut Aaron Rodgers down from getting that next championship to solidify himself being in the Hall of Fame. If we're going on a petty kick, I think that's what it is.
It
could be.
You think so?
They talk so much shit. But, like, Rodgers is the only quarterback ever that I know that will talk as much shit as Brady.
He does.
And you know they have that friendly competition going back and forth.
Well, he needed. Once Peyton left, Tom needed to compete with somebody.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now the fact that he saw he's coming back for 4 more years, he's like, nah, fuck this. I'm coming back then. I'm way better than this guy.
Yeah, he doesn't want Aaron to take all the glory.
Do you see what I'm saying?
The OG of the league.
He can't be the OG of the league. You know what I'm saying? You could be the OG of the league at the kicker position, on the offensive line. Shit, maybe a little DB. But no, you're not going to do it for the OG, for the QB position that I've been having on lock for decades now. Nah, I can't let you do it, Aaron.
Shit.
That's what I'm really thinking on, but I think outside the box. What y'all motherfuckers think?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could be right. Tom Brady, he do have that, like, competitive, like, petty streak in him.
Yeah,
you know,
big time. That's what I'm saying.
Because, like, think about it, right? I'm pretty sure, I mean, you can check me on this, that Tom Brady took less money. Like, he took, like, a pay cut so he can start working on getting him more assets for next season or something like that. So it's like Aaron Rodgers came in, $200 million deal, 150 guaranteed, this, that, and the other thing. Tom's like, you know what? I'm going to come back for less money, and let's see what we can do.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I don't know. Like, you talk about that pay jump. I can see it.
You feel it? That's what I've been gearing up to, because I was like, all right, I see the Christian thing. Like, that could have been a deciding factor. That could have been, like, the actual nail in the coffin. For sure. I really think it does, because Christian's been at his fucking performance level for this many years. You know what I'm saying? He's like, look at me. I'm still performing out here, like, very, very well. You could do the same thing, bro. That was it.
I mean, like you said, Ronaldo said something, right?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure LeBron made a statement too. Like he's like LeBron's like I had that 53-point game and like it got me energized and this, that, and the other thing. So it's like all these like superstars of the world are like, you know what? I mean, I think one is LeBron trying to like, make it about him a little bit, but like classic LeBron.
You think so? No,
I mean,
LeBron wouldn't do
that. Why does LeBron feel like he can compete with Tom Brady on like the GOAT? Like why? Like I get it, like, but it's like it's Jordan and Brady, not LeBron and Brady.
But
like,
that's
relax,
what I'm saying. He can't
like,
give his name past Jordan right now, so pump the brakes on that a little bit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like it's not about you. Like Ronaldo, sure, like he's like one of the greatest soccer players of all time in the world.
Yeah.
Not just the USA.
Right.
Pump your brakes. This is, you know what I'm saying? Take it easy.
What do you think about it?
Honestly, one of the things that didn't cross my mind until you guys just mentioned it was the pettiness, and I'm thinking Tom Brady's the record holder of a lot of NFL records.
Right.
But some of those aren't by a very wide margin.
No.
And when you give a dude like Aaron Rodgers 4 years to try to break those, and that's, who knows if that's even going to be it for him after 4 years. So,
and real quick to add more of what you're saying, that's 4 more years, right? With one extra game added. So that's another obstacle.
Exactly.
Or not even an obstacle, an opportunity at that point just to go shatter his records.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And you know what too? Like, is it petty or let me pose? I get he's competitive. I get he wants to obviously be able to say he's the record holder. He's the blah blah blah. But also too, I think in order for his for what he's doing for like his brand, what he's trying to set himself up at, like he's the GOAT, like. I think it's very important for him to have those records and to like play later than anybody's ever conceived like a quarterback playing. Like he's trying to basically not give anybody else an opportunity, either from someone who's playing right now or anybody who may play in the future, to surpass him. That's really what I think he's doing. He's looking at it and he's saying, damn, look at how the game's evolving. Look how offenses are evolving. Look what some of these young quarterbacks are doing. They got an extra game now, like you were saying.
Yep.
Like, he probably looks at it and he says, damn, it's only a matter of time before the next young stud, breaks my records. And then, the name Tom Brady just means a little bit less.
What Matthew McConaughey said? Those are rookie numbers. Got to bump those numbers up. All that shit. So for real talk.
Yeah.
But still, bro, that's being petty.
Yeah.
You retired. You said, I want to spend time with my family. You know what I'm saying? Be with my wife, hang with my kids, chill with my dog. You're like, bro, they even get 3 months. It's not even 90 days. 3 months is 90 days, right?
Well, so I guess
he didn't even make it then.
But I guess he had to do it today because if he didn't give him the heads up by free agency, he would have screwed him over. So I guess the word was that like he basically actually took like up until the last possible second, because if he had waited, then the Bucs franchise wouldn't have known what to done. Now they're ready to load up. And I'm surprised I actually haven't seen anybody's name flash across my screen yet. We've been talking about some of the big free agents, where they've gone the last few days,
True.
where a couple have just gone in the last few hours. I haven't seen the Bucs sign anybody yet, which is very interesting because I figured that's why Tom made that announcement so that they could reload.
Now that got my gears churning. Do you think he did the opposite of what Rodgers did?
In what sense?
And the fact that he told everyone he was still going to play, but didn't say for what team. You know what I'm saying? Was like, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm really feeling it with the same organization, with the same people. But the fact that Brady was just like, no, I'm done. Just to get out the way so there's no more media coverage on it, no more week-to-week, day-to-day, like, what's Aaron doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying.
As Tom, like, all right, what's Tom going to do? What's Tom going to do? He was just like, fuck it, get my name out the way. I'm going to handle my business behind the scene. As for where Aaron put all his cards down, saying, look at me, this is how I'm going to play it out. You know what I'm saying? And they still came to a resolution, obviously, but it was just at 2 different wavelengths, very different wavelengths if you think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question.
Do you think so?
I definitely think Brady at this point, like, he doesn't need like the attention in the media, right? He doesn't need people trying to figure out what he's doing and thinking at every possible second of the day. He doesn't need that attention on his family. Like, he probably doesn't even want to show up until week 1, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So for him, he was But by the same token, I get what you're saying, but
Right.
at the time, think of how big of a hype it was when he announced his retirement, right? So it was almost like in order to save himself the long-term exposure, he sacrificed and sucked it up for 2 weeks and made himself like the hottest topic in the sports world.
Right.
So you could look at it that way. I mean, but I don't know, man. It's tough. I just think he never should have. He didn't retire the right way in the first place. I think his heart wasn't really in it when he retired. I think it was kind of a half-ass emotional decision, and
Right.
I think he got some time. I mean, we joke about how he got some time with his family and wanted to jump back to football, but sometimes that's you just need to reset.
You do.
You know what I mean? So maybe he just needed to reset, and then he decided, no, I'm not done.
I like that perspective. But Chuck was right. And I'm talking about Charles Barkley. Aaron Rodgers is that pretty girl that needs to be told that she's pretty constantly. I heard that quote and I was like, what the fuck is Chuck talking about? I'm like, oh, I understand that now. I really see it. Because that was a long, drawn-out process, bro. That was a long, drawn-out process for no reason.
Was.
For no reason. It's not even a different team. It was just no reason at all.
So why did it take, here's what I don't understand. It's if you're, and actually, I'm not even talking about Aaron Rodgers. I'm talking about the Packers now. If you're the Packers, right? Mm-hmm. And ultimately, you're okay with signing Aaron Rodgers to that type of deal, right? Why are you dragging it out on your end? You're the ones who are creating the headlines and keeping the uncertainty. Aaron Rodgers has already said, I either want to go somewhere else and change it up, or I want to be paid like the top quarterback in the NFL is getting paid. And the Packers were the ones who kind of left him in limbo for a while. So whenever you asked Aaron Rodgers, he was like, I don't know. We'll see. Because he knows. He was like, I want A or B. You guys tell me what you're gonna do.
That is
you
true.
think
that is very true.
You know what I think might be the reason? It's just a thought. Right? You got to think about when you talk about the front office and egos and things like that, right? And clearly there's been a huge disconnect with, the coaching staff, with, management and Aaron Rodgers. Honestly, what I think could be another thing is that Aaron Rodgers has gotten a lot of power out of this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? He has hand. And so what can they do to kind of get some hand back? Make this process a little bit difficult for him, Don't just give him everything. Draw it out a little bit. Make it so that it's more of a pain in his ass than it is your ass, So if it's a drawn-out system when it comes to management, when it comes to giving the money and trying to figure out if he's going to stay or not, or they want him to stay, make it a little difficult for him to realize, hey, we get it. You have hand, but we're still here. We are your bosses. Even though you can kind of do whatever you want, we're still your bosses type thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes it's tough for us because obviously there's so many conversations and things that happen behind closed doors, right? And it's when you don't know those conversations and you don't know things that get said in private and whatnot, it's tough to accurately assess from the outside. But at the end of the day, I mean, all I know is we get to go into the next football season with Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packer, which honestly makes me happy, and Tom Brady back in the league, which obviously I'm ecstatic about. I gotta say, I am happy about Aaron Rodgers re-signing with the Packers. Did you guys want him to go somewhere else?
First, let me start by saying this. What do the fuck are they doing with Jordan Love? What do they do with him? What do they do with him?
So this is where I think ego comes into play, Gordon.
Yeah, I had to ask that question before I even answered yours because I
100%. Because you wasted what? He was a first-round pick, right?
Yes.
You wasted a first-round pick on Jordan Love. Everybody, it's very plain to not just the people in the organization, but to fans, spectators, people who watch football.
Yeah.
Jordan Love is not that guy.
He's not that guy.
He's not that guy.
Really
You're not that guy, pal. He's just not.
Not that guy.
So at the end of the day,
sound like you just came out the fucking packy, my boy.
I've seen that clip one too many times. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's if you're the Packers, do you admit to your fan base and to the rest of the league that you blew a first round pick? Not only that, but you made a bad pick at the time by taking a quarterback in the first round after you have Aaron Rodgers and sign him to another 4-year long-term max contract, right? So that within itself shows that you made a mistake. Then if you get rid of him, now I don't know. I feel like I feel like it's one of those things. They're just trying to sweep Jordan Love under the rug. You know what I mean?
You can't get rid of him because you're not going to get that value back in return.
No, and they know
they're not even going to get close to that value back in return as a first round pick. So
wait, hold on. I'm trying to contemplate this right now.
Right. Come on, tell me.
Are we saying that Jordan Love was only drafted as a tool to fuck with Aaron Rodgers to make him think that he can be replaced?
But if you
know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we drafted him because, just so you know, whether you want to be a princess or whatever, we can replace you. And then what happened? They played him and he flopped. And Aaron Rodgers was like, you thought you would replace me. Now you're screwed. So either you stay with me or you're done. And so they're kind of like, fuck.
Yeah, they fucked up bad. Like, it's simple and plain as day that they just fucked up bad. He started 1 game and he played in 6.
Yeah.
His completion average, I think it was right at 53%. But bro, it was not good. I think he had 3. Let's see.
That game against the Chiefs this year, he looked awful.
Bro, it was just bad. Career stats: 62 attempted, 36 completed, so he's at 58.1. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Here's the one that gets me: the 3 fumbles, and then he had 1 of them lost. That's major.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
3 sacks, that's okay, but 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions in 6 games that you played. 1 game started, you can't get any trade value back from that, especially being a first round. I mean, maybe if he was like a 3rd or 4th and he had those numbers, maybe you could always like comp it with something else, but him being first, Aaron coming back, you're not going to get what you want or what you need at the end of the day. So, sorry to hear that, Jordan. I know you were sorry as fuck to hear that shit.
No, but you know what? And again, and we can move on. But the one thing I do want to say is that even if you were trying to prove a point to Aaron Rodgers, you could have done that with the 2nd or 3rd round pick. You know what I mean? Like you didn't need to use a 1st round pick to prove a point.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like that's how petty they were in that moment.
I get that, but it's just like, dude, first, I don't know. I really don't. I will never underestimate the pettiness of a grown man willing to prove another grown man wrong. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
I will, and especially when it comes to big money like that, I will never underestimate that ever. Cool, like a 2nd round, 3rd round, but it's just like that's kind of half-assed. If you're not gonna pick a big name to replace a big man, he probably wouldn't think it's real. It's like you're clearly just messing around right now if you think that's what's gonna actually replace me. So what they had to do, they had to go big. There's no way they could have not gone big.
I mean, hey,
they could have gone bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like pursuing an active quarterback right now who did well in that 2019 season because he got drafted in 2020.
I'll say this too. Yeah, and also don't forget before the whole Jordan Love situation. Remember over here in New England when we went in the 3rd round and took Jimmy G and Tom Brady was definitely threatened, and everyone in New England said that, they're trying to replace Tom, the greatest of all time. Yep. So I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there was a precedent for that. Like, it clearly lit a fire not only under Tom Brady's ass, but the rest of the Patriots in general. And they did that with a 3rd round pick with some dude from Eastern Illinois that nobody really knew about.
Like, but you're gonna try to trade for God?
Yeah.
Oh, we're all liable to get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? We already know we're not getting paid, but we're liable to get traded up out of here. Nah, I'm all set.
Oh yeah. So I don't know. So I get what you're saying. Like how obviously the higher the pick and the higher profiled like the QB, like it at a certain point, like it does help carry weight, but I don't know, man. I just think I think the 1st round pick was a little tough. I think it was a little tough.
That was a stupid ass decision. I'm gonna be real with you.
And not only that, but if we go to the draft the year before, and not throwing any shade because AJ Dillon, shout out friend of Hedgebetter, AJ Dillon, that boy is a bad man, and he is proving that he's worth every inch of that pick that they took him at in the 2nd round the year before Jordan Love. Like, he's proving he's an elite running back. He could get the job done. But when you go back to the circumstances, they still had what was it, Jamal Williams, and they had obviously what's his name, the current running back.
Oh, Aaron. Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Aaron Jones.
Good.
So they had Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, and then they went and took a second-round pick on A.J. Dillon. So that was back-to-back drafts where Aaron Rodgers was sitting there going, I need receivers, I need my defense beefed up, and you just took I need a line, and you just took a quarterback and a second and a running back. So luckily A.J. Dillon panned out, but
definitely panned out. Just shit, boy.
Yeah, just crazy thinking some of those picks that organization made, given the talent they already had, and it's who knows. So, but I just got another notification. We got another free agent signing.
What is it?
This is nothing too groundbreaking, but the Jaguars have been pretty active today. They went and signed obviously that Pro Bowl guard from Washington. I forget his name, but they signed him. And then they just signed Evan Ingram to a 1-year deal, which they needed a tight end down in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram kind of needs to prove himself a little bit.
Definitely does.
I actually I really like that move for both teams or both parties.
Not bad.
Yeah, I still think. And here's my personal opinion. I actually, real quick, I don't want to get bogged down on Trevor Lawrence, but I'm just curious what you guys think, because I came out of last year. And God knows I could be very wrong about this, but I came out of last year with my mind made up that Trevor Lawrence sucks and he's a bust. Now I'm curious.
Yeah,
I'm
Trevor
curious.
Blows.
You think so too?
Yeah.
So I really do. I really do. And I just want to say the thing with Trevor Lawrence is that it's not that he doesn't have the skill. He doesn't have it up here.
Well, yeah, he came out and said what he said last year.
Right.
What was it again?
He basically how he wasn't, he loves playing football, but football isn't his life. He doesn't love football. He's just good at it and he enjoys playing football. But when you hear that and then you see what he did on the field last year, he did not make that team a single iota better.
And that's what I'm saying. It goes back from the top down. I always say in every aspect of my life, everything always starts at the top, then it fizzles down. The coaching situation, man. We could have a whole segment on that one alone.
You're right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You are right.
Oh God. And then if you want to go above their tier, the management. By bringing Urban in there, he had all that shit going on his alleged. You know what I'm saying? All the allegations he's been a part of.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Not even halfway through the season getting caught up in the bar and all that shit. Bro, I really can't blame this man, Trevor. It's a fucking circus that he's playing for. Yeah, he said that statement of, I don't have the same 1-2, all that shit. Look around. Would you really have the same 1-2?
But, all right, can I ask you this, though?
Right.
I think if you're the type of player that Trevor Lawrence was hyped up to be, right?
Right.
You should at least be able to account for, on the worst of teams, one win. I should be able to look at the Jaguars' 2021 season and find at least one game that I can say, damn, the Jaguars came out and won because of Trevor Lawrence, or they won a game they shouldn't because of Trevor Lawrence, or even they won a game that they should because Trevor Lawrence went out there and balled out. I feel like even at his best last year, he was just a game manager that did nothing to make them better, but he did a lot to make them worse over the year. That's just my feeling. And I might be wrong, but that was my general impression from watching the season.
Just like I said, it starts from the top down, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, and a lot of people are.
Yeah, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because that was just a shit show that he was a part of. I believe they only had one person that went to the Pro Bowl, and that was their offensive tackle.
Yeah.
And I believe that was their right tackle, so that's not even his blind side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have to give him one more year because they have the new coach in place.
For sure.
I heard that they're going through a new system, so I really want to see how that's all going to factor in. But they do need to have help on the offensive line, like you just said. They just signed the guy from Washington, right?
Yeah.
That line was fucking atrocious last year.
Very bad.
It was fucking atrocious. On top of that, and then you have most of your receivers that are hurt too.
Yeah.
Can't really do anything.
They brought in. Oh yeah, I forgot they brought in Christian Kirk.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Too, yeah, 4-year deal.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I say he's trash, but it also is his first year with a terrible coaching staff.
Like god awful, bro.
You got to think when you have a team with a good QB coach, right? Like, I'm not comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, but I'm saying Patrick Mahomes in his first year, yeah, he had a gun, but he had no idea how to play football.
He even said he didn't know how to read the defense. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. But Andy Reid is known historically to be one of the best like QB coaches, in the league. And what happens in the first 2 to 3 years? Now, in the second and third year, he all of a sudden he started able to read things better and see things better, right? They had such a mess from a QB standpoint. The kids used to just balling out with all these assets at Clemson. Now he has to try to figure it out with a new team. But what else needs to do first? Actually learn how to play ball. And so get them a good QB coach. Get them some stability within their management, and then they can build some stability with the team. And then I'm gonna judge them and give them like, hey, you know what? You got all the pieces that you needed at this time. Obviously, there's only so much you can get being the Jaguars, and you still couldn't make it on. That's on you, Butter. That's on you.
You feel what I'm saying? It always starts from the top down. So I can't just say, hey, he was a bust. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was with a reputable organization. Like the Colts. If you went there and he just did terrible, I'd be like, all right, bro, like, that's pretty much on you. You have a pretty solid team around you at every fucking position, and you have a dope-ass running back there. I don't know what to tell you. But he was in Jacksonville, all that shitty shit really happened. I'm going to give you one more year, give you the benefit of the doubt. Your coach is out here grabbing ass and kicking your kicker. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm being real.
I think you guys are 100% right, like in the sense that you have to give him more time.
Just a little bit, just because of that whole situation.
I agree. For me, I think I'm personally putting him on the hot seat, but I know that's definitely not some people, but like, I know people aren't writing him off just yet. You gotta This year, he's on the hot seat for me.
Oh, big time. If he does not fucking perform, you're out of there. I can't advocate for you anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I think so. And I actually, speaking of guys that we're advocating for here, this is interesting because nothing actually happened, but we were talking a little earlier about Desean Watson, right? So Houston just declined Indianapolis's attempt to speak with Desean Watson.
Here we go.
So
Here we go.
What are they doing? You're just trying to ruin this guy at this point. Like, he's clearly losing. They clearly like.
What did I say earlier, bro?
It's all civil at this
point.
It's literally what we said. Yeah.
They are tarnishing in the shit, bro.
They're trying to ruin him on purpose.
19 cases, not one stuck. I don't know which. Is this camera on me? What R. Kelly's? Bro, not one charge stuck. That, for me, number one, every single one of them, I'm not even going to call them the derogatory words, but every single one of them females,
jail.
Automatic.
Jail.
Straight up.
No trial. Just right to
just
jail.
Go right there. You see that cell? That's yours. No, like, for real. You made this man sit out a year. You made him lose out on his badass girlfriend. Fire Flames, if y'all don't know who she is. Amazing. Go look her up. And then 3, you made this man miss out on an opportunity, a chance. I'm not saying they were ever going to win the Super Bowl. A chance just to run out a title, which fucking diminished his numbers for a whole year, like I'm saying. Now you're going to decline this man an opportunity to go interview with another team?
With another team to get it out of their hands.
For what? Because you know he's not going to be the quarterback for your team. You didn't stick by him. You didn't advocate for him at all. You were like, oh, I heard that first one. We're going to put you out of here because you probably did this shit. Like, word?
100%. Now, the only thing I will say is that they are divisional opponents, right? So, I don't know. Would you
think he's that much of a cancer? You wanted to get him out of your organization that bad? Found out you guys fucked up and he did nothing wrong and you're still going to decline it? If you really wanted to get him out of there, let him go then.
Oh, no.
He'd be gone. If he
it doesn't matter who wanted him. I don't care if you're in the division, out the division. But it's the fact that, y'all do all that shit. You really want to get him out. Houston, Texas, y'all really want to get him out, right? Let him go.
But that's what it is. Like, I think that what it's coming down to is like, do they actually want to get him out? Or like, are they like, what if they don't actually want to get him out? What are they doing?
What incentive would he have to go play for the Houston Texans? For the organization that just left him high and dry.
Oh, there's absolutely none.
Do you see what I'm saying? None. So now they're going to try to put him in a position like, hey, we're going to decline you from all these other teams. all these other teams still that are not in our division, we're going to badmouth you, whatever. So to the fact that you're just going to stay right here. Now you're going to play for us. I'd be like, no, I'm not playing. And in that sense, they're taking another year off his case. If that's what happens. Obviously, that's not, I don't think that's what's actually going to happen. But it's just the fact that they're toying with this man after they cleared his name or after his name has been cleared. All around social media.
So when we were reading earlier about the Saints and the Panthers, so how does that work? Because if he's planning on meeting with the Saints and Panthers, does that mean the Texans gave him permission to do that?
Yes. That's what it means.
So
if you're on that contract still.
Okay, so I guess that's what I'm saying. So it sounds like, I don't know, that's why I'm curious, because if they own like the rights to who he can speak to, like, so
it's all in that contract.
So okay, so are they going to let him go see the Saints and the Panthers? Like, is that
they could?
Because we know they're interested, but like, I don't know if they actually have anything scheduled. We were talking earlier. You said the Saints and the Panthers were two potential landing spots, but do we know if the Texans are letting him go talk to them?
And like I was saying before, I think that they could probably let that be okay because different division. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Different fucking conference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, it's cool. But the Indianapolis thing, my whole point was if you really wanted to get this cancer away from your team, you really just wanted to have no parts of him, why not just let him go to an in-state team? Well, in-state rivalry division.
Well, here's the thing that's crazy, though, is even when his status was unclear, up in the air, right?
Right.
They were still getting offers from teams like big time, like for first round picks and shit, right? And they were declining that too. So if they just wanted to get him out of there, Desean Watson, this goes back to last season, let alone this offseason. Desean Watson could have been out of that organization over a year ago if they actually wanted him out of there.
Because those were just allegations at that time.
Right. So now it makes you wonder, especially now that his name is cleared, like, did they either A, think that by waiting for his name to get cleared, all of a sudden they were going to get even more, which who knows, right? Or B, are they just toying with him and think that by like almost like what's that term? It's like a psychology term for when like you're kidnapped and you fall in love with your captor. Stockholm syndrome. Are they hoping to try to get like some Stockholm syndrome where they just like hold him hostage long enough he'll like learn to love them and like want to stay there? But like I don't know. Like it's either one of those two things. So like I don't know, man. But we were saying earlier, I feel so bad for this dude. We didn't even mention how he's lost all his endorsement deals, like in his sponsorships. Like
that's where you get the real big money.
Exactly.
Not even in your contract or with the team, all that shit. It's with Gatorade, it's with Nike, all the other shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And now for the foreseeable future, this type of stuff never really goes away. But for the foreseeable future, whenever this man steps on the football field, or whenever his name is brought up in the public light or on social media, now the first thing that a lot of people are going to think of is, wow, not the talented athlete, not like the smart quarterback, not like the competitor. They're gonna think, oh yeah, that rapist, that person that womanizer. Like that's what they did to him. They took away his reputation and his ability to be an independent man that like carves his own pathway. And I think that's the worst thing possible.
It's like the next Michael Vick situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Could have been like the greatest always just heard like, oh, he's this and that. But now every time you see Mike, all you think is, oh, he fights dogs.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't the one to even do it. It's just his name is right there attached to it. Exactly. It sucks. It really sucks. But his is obviously Deshaun's is 10 times worse. And more to the fact that none of them were real.
Yeah,
none
that
of
to
them were
me
real.
is like, yeah. If this was one,
I would be.
If this was one allegation and it came back as false, I wouldn't have this much like anger. But the fact that it was like what 19, and they all came back false, that tells you if that's not a blatant red flag that there was something up. Like, come on, huh?
Like, for real though.
But like, and that's just isn't that just common sense? Isn't that just common sense to people? Like, as a matter of fact, not only should Deshaun Watson, not only should all those girls be thrown in jail, but I feel like Deshaun Watson should be able, and again, this might be extreme, but like, I feel like he should be able to like sue the people who dropped him from sponsorships and endorsement deals. He should be like, yo, it's a wrongful termination. You know what I'm saying? Like you fired me under pretenses that weren't true, and now I want my money because I didn't do anything wrong.
They didn't technically fire him. They had him on like
no. He's talking. No. He's not even talking about the Texans. He's just talking about the endorsements,
like where he was going to make his big money. You know what I mean? Like
that's the part.
Yeah.
They definitely fired him at that point. The Texans didn't, but the endorsement companies, yeah.
So I'd be curious if he has a case for wrongful termination or some shit like that. I'd be very curious.
Should.
I'd try it. I would definitely try it.
Better get them Brian Flores lawyers on. I'm just playing. Hey, Final Four?
The Final Four, yeah.
I just want to talk about the bracket's just too big.
We have so much going on right now. Like,
no,
the
guys.
bracket's too goddamn big, bro.
No. I'm not letting you guys hold me back from talking about my favorite.
I thought I could slide with that one.
Honestly, I feel like Kendrick Perkins, man. You're not gonna try to Stephen A. Smith or nothing to try to dim down my voice. No, we are talking about March.
Fuck it, let's talk about
my favorite time of year.
Yes, sir.
And there's gonna be a lot of great basketball.
Let's do it.
But I mean a lot of great basketball. I mean a lot of surprises, a lot of game-winning shots. Maybe not full games. They're gonna be like, wow, that was probably the best game I've ever seen. But there will be some surprises and there will be some upsets. I've been saying it time and time again. I wholeheartedly do not believe a one seed is going to make it to the Final Four this year. I don't believe it. If there is going to be one, it's going to be Arizona. If there is only going to be one, it's going to be Arizona. But that's it. I don't have faith in Gonzaga. I don't have faith in Kansas. And I definitely don't have faith in Baylor. Oh, man. The upsets are coming in left and right. And it's crazy, right? Because I've been talking all this trash about Duke. But I'm looking at their path, and that's pretty damn easy. Mm-hmm. Well, the potential of Davidson, Michigan State, Texas Tech, Alabama. Yeah. Was they're playing either Rutgers or what is it called? Rutgers or Notre Dame? Yeah, and I'm like, all right, Duke might make it into the Elite Eight. They might make it to the Elite Eight and then lose it. It depends on what's going to happen.
Man, I hope
I mean, you look at other sides of the bracket from the East. Honestly, bro. Yeah. Let me tell you, I was over here watching the selection show.
Yeah.
And I had thought I came at the beginning of the show. I have a seat and everything. And I'm like, something's off. My boy hit me up. I was like, yo, have you seen UNC yet? Have you seen Chapel Hill? And I'm like, I haven't seen UNC. They're number 2. They did this in the ACC. I get it. They're not great. But, hey, statistically, they should be able to make it. I'm over here getting my tweet ready. I was about to rant and rave. I'm typing the whole thing out. My boy's like, hold on a minute. Hold on. Pretty sure they haven't done the East yet. I'm like, ooh, you just saved my life from looking screwy over there. But, oh, man, there's some good teams. I mean, I've been in Chicago bouncing around. It's just a lot of good things can happen, bro.
What's it like?
There's a lot of good things that
How they feeling over there, bro? How they feeling out in the Midwest, that windy motherfucking city?
All I'm saying is Chicago, that is a windy city. Oh, and for the fun fact, those people that don't know this, Chicago isn't known for the windy city because of its wind. It's a political thing.
Interesting.
Can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's nothing. It actually has nothing to do with the wind in Chicago. It just happens to be a windy city.
I never knew that.
Not at all. I just thought it was fucking windy as shit over there, bro.
Nope, just found that out. I'm like, oh, damn. It just happens that it's really windy, so people kind of took a ownership of that. But
yeah, I was like, oh, that makes sense to me.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. I'm going to be real with you. I watched pretty much all the conference tournaments. They all pretty much came down to the wire, except for that Virginia Tech one. I don't know what to make out of any team at all. And I'm just going to be 100% real with you because every single time I thought I had some momentum going with one team, they would just get blown out. I would think another team's not worth or up to par with another team, and they have a big, shocking surprise by winning by 6 or more points. So I'm like, I really don't know what to do. That's why I was telling you, Justin, that I'm going to wait till tomorrow to fill out my bracket because I know that's the first 4 play-in.
Yeah.
There's a game, I believe, 3:30, and I know the last one's at 9:30, but all the other games in between, all NIT stuff, we don't. really pay attention to. But I just don't know, man.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I'd be really curious too. Speaking of the 4 playing games, to look back and see, like for the historical like performance of teams that have won the playoff, like the playing game. Like, did that give them an advantage? Did that like boost their momentum and let them go on a little run?
I think it only gave momentum to go on a run, but I don't remember ever hearing anything in the sports news outlet of a playing 4 team. Like,
wait, didn't the team that lost in the national championship as like a 16 seed a few years ago, weren't they a playing team?
Were they? Was that the Florida Gulf Coast team?
No.
Florida Gulf Coast didn't make it to the championship.
It was the team that lost to, I think, Virginia. Didn't they lose to Virginia in the championship game? And they were like a 16 seed that like was a play-in, and I think they were like a play-in.
I need to go see
Remember?
this.
No. There was UMBC that beat on one seed.
UMBC, yes, that was the first time. Right, UMBC beat Virginia. That was the first time it ever happened. That's what it was.
Virginia was at Kansas.
No, it was Virginia. I think it was Virginia.
Okay,
but I think it happened after they won a play-in game. I don't know. I'd just be curious to see what the teams who win.
Let me tell you the first 4 playing games for tomorrow. And this game's at 6:40. It's number 16 Texas A&M Community College versus number 16 Texas Southern, and that's at 6:40. Once again, the spread is 3.5 favored. Texas Southern.
So Texas A&M did get a
Texas Southern.
It's not Texas A&M.
There's a Texas A&M something. It's not Texas A&M. It's different. Texas A&M is one of the first 4 in at this point because if their team had to lose because of COVID, they're like the 3rd team to be able to come in or something like that.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, it
gets super technical.
Oh, so
Texas A&M played really well in the conference tournament.
That's what he was saying. Yeah,
that's what I was telling you about because they went on that fucking 8-game skid, right? So I try to tell you.
So they have 4 reserve teams right now?
Pretty much.
Like just waiting in case some team goes down with COVID just to step in?
Pretty much because it's
basically what it is. It's like they have 4 teams that can be switched in just like, in case COVID happens.
Yeah, it's just like the college bowl season. You know what I'm saying? Right. Team got hit with COVID, don't have enough players to play. They're like, hey, last second, can you guys play? Can you find all your players? Go ahead. Okay. So it's like that situation.
But let me give you this statistic right here. I just actually looked it up. Apparently, historically, year over year, there's at least one out of the 14 seed versus a 13 seed where the 14 seed upset a 13. I think it's been pretty consistent year over year for the last several years that a 14 seed's beat a 13. And honestly, from my own eyes, which I've seen several times and not, the team that wins the Ivy ends up always winning the first round. Just so happens, Purdue is the number 3 and Yale is number 14. Potential upset alert. Upset alert. I mean, I don't know if you saw the Purdue loss the other time, but that dude Edey was 7'2", plays like he's 6'7". So I don't know, man. Yale could come in and start shooting buckets over people's faces, and no one knows what's going to happen next. So.
I was watching that Yale game.
Yeah.
They were playing somewhere in Boston, but it was really local coverage.
It was Harvard, right?
No, it was Yale versus Princeton.
Oh, okay.
Bro, that game went like down to the wire.
Yeah.
I picked Yale to win. They were supposed to cover the spread by 3. Lost that shit. But they won. Yale won 66-64 over Princeton, but it shouldn't have gone that close. So I'm really interested to see how that's going to factor in with that dude that's 7'2" that plays like he's 6'7", getting his Ben Simmons on.
It's crazy because they have some good assets, but I look at these other 3 or 4 teams because when I see certain statistics, if it's historically correct, it tends to happen, especially in March.
Yeah, and then
you got Texas Tech versus is it Montana State? Is that what it is? Texas Tech versus Montana State? I can't see.
And the 13.
No, you mean for the playing game tomorrow?
No, I'm talking about the 3 versus the 14.
Oh, yeah.
You got South Dakota State and Providence. That's one.
Yeah, and then
Texas,
there's Tennessee versus Longwood.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've been pretty bought in on Tennessee lately. They've been very hot to end the season.
You're the 5th person today. Hold on, I gotta stop you right there. You're the 5th person today that I saw on their bracket that they got Tennessee like either going to the Final Four or winning the whole thing. Walk me through that. Like, what is that decision making? You just saw the game the other night and you were like, I like them, or like, what happened?
I have been watching some good SEC basketball lately.
Okay.
I never thought I would say that sentence out loud.
Facts.
I don't know if you guys watched. I'm pretty sure it was Arkansas versus Tennessee in the tournament. Was that, or was that somebody else?
That was Arkansas.
That was Arkansas.
That was Arkansas.
Higher game, and like I think Arkansas is good, but like boys were making plays.
Yeah, on the
and
fifth.
When I'm watching Tennessee and they're in sync, it's not even have to be hot. They're just in sync. Those guys are hard to beat. Let me tell you, tough defense. But when the shooters are shooting, you can't stop them. I don't know, man. I know Tennessee's a 3rd seed, and they're playing against Longwood, who's actually really hot right now. The guy, the 14th seed, they just won their conference. They're actually pretty good for being a low level and whatnot.
Yeah,
I can see them Tennessee beating them, but giving Tennessee that work to get them fired up, then beating potentially Michigan
State
in the next round, and then beating Loyola. I think Ohio State's going to lose Loyola or Chicago. By the way, I didn't think that was a big surprise to any of you guys.
Ohio State has been trash,
but Ohio State's 100% going to lose the first.
I think so.
And then Villanova, and then Tennessee beats Villanova to make it into the Elite Eight. So that's my thought process. But if there's something about Tennessee that's different. I think Auburn's going to end up flopping, believe it or not.
That's my
they're
sleeper
good.
team. That's my sleeper team, yeah.
They're not a sleeper team. They're a good team.
That's my sleeper team to win the whole thing.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I don't even know who I'm going to do for like my first initial bracket. That's why I'm telling you, I have no idea. I'm taking until like tonight to look at everything. And be like, all right, here we go. But I have them in my second bracket already off the top of my mental that I'm going to take them. Just because I heard so much shit. My boy, shout out to Brady. In Tennessee, he's been a long Auburn fan from the area, but I gotta pick him as my sleeper team in my second bracket.
All right. Well, I think it's interesting. First off, because I haven't paid a ton of attention to college basketball this year, right?
Bro, yeah.
I mean, I've seen some highlights. I've done some preliminary research on some teams. Like, I've paid attention a little bit to what's happened in some of the conference tournaments. Like, but I haven't watched it and like studied it in depth like I have in years past, right? That being said, I do think it's interesting. When I did my first pass at a bracket earlier this afternoon, I didn't have any 1 seeds in the Final Four, and I thought that was interesting. Gordon, you said that you don't think any 1 seeds are going to make it to the Final Four, but that's kind of one of the things like I'm looking forward to about this tournament, bro. It's just like
it's gonna be a wonky
it can be anybody's game.
It's gonna be a wonky ass thing.
It really can, and I don't know. You got some good teams in it. You got some good storylines in it. I mean, personally, I'm a Duke guy. I love Duke. I'm pulling for Duke to make a run, especially Coach K's last year.
I can't wait till Duke loses. I really can't.
Oh, you know they're
so excited. And the sooner the better. I don't care if it hurts my bracket as long as Duke loses. I can text Justin and be like, "Yo, Duke sucks."
Are you a North Carolina guy?
Huh?
You like North Carolina?
I mean, I can't fully buy into UNC. They're my favorite team.
Say he almost has a hostile tweet ready to go. I don't think he's a fan of them either.
Bro, I'm a big UNC guy, but UNC they're good because they can play aggressive, but like they literally live and die by the pick and roll, and it works until you go against a team that realizes you're going against the pick and roll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna spread you out because we ain't gonna go into that shit,
bro. And then you're done. You know what I'm saying? Baycot's good, but you can only spread them so far, and then they're shooting in his face. You know. Yeah. So and then they got a dude named Leaky Black. That's like literally one of their better guards. Like that's how funny is that?
Hey,
what up?
No, there's a player, bro. I don't know what fucking team he's on. Dead ass. His name is Remy Martin.
That's pretty sick.
Like the
Ricky
drink.
Martin.
Remy, like the drink. Bro, his name is really Remy Martin. I was
Remy
like, no.
Martin?
I thought I was tripping because I was just doing shit around my room. And, I got in the background and I keep hearing Remy Martin. I'm like, am I on a fucking commercial right now? Like, I know that the game's going on. I look up, bottom of the screen, Remy Martin. I was like, what the fuck?
I love that.
I was like, what the fuck? His parents must have been big turn.
Feel like such a baller. Yeah.
Like, his name is Remy Martin. We've been waiting for this one.
Honestly, I kind of like that because I feel like that almost like just it sounds like luxurious. You know what I mean? Like it just like I would just have the attitude like, yeah, I'm that dude. I'm Remy Martin. Yeah.
And as soon, no, he can't get the deal still. I'd be like, bro, endorse me.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Endorse me. Come on. I live off you. You live off me.
That's a slam dunk.
Me.
Might be tough if he's not 21, but
True.
It would be
True.
if he makes it to his senior year, if he plays at the next level, that's a slam dunk.
Off his name alone, he's
Slam
gonna
dunk.
make it. I think
Oh my
so.
God.
Off his name alone, they're gonna be like, yo, I think we got to get this guy Remy Martin.
Hey.
He's the best, nah, but we need him for his name.
There's a couple teams that I just want everyone to keep in mind.
Who's
all right?
that?
All right.
There's a couple teams. I want to start with some of the higher seeded guys first, and then I go with a couple of lower seeds.
Okay.
Iowa played really good
They did.
conference basketball. Really good. They won their conference. They played lights out, and they deserved to be. Honestly, they could have been a 4 seed at the end of the day, but they did really well to win that tournament. So I would definitely keep an eye out for Iowa. Wisconsin, those guys be shooting in the freaking gym, man. Let me tell you. So I definitely keep an eye on those boys. Some low-key sleepers. Vermont. Those guys are winners.
No.
Those guys are winners.
No. I am not taking them because I saw
Hey,
that game
man.
they went against UMBC, and if that was their fucking championship and that's who won on the other side, no. Do not bet on them boys because they blew them out with ease, man. No,
I'm
I
not
don't
telling you to
believe it.
bet on them. Hey, man, I'm just like Coach Prime, man. I'm just telling you my thoughts. You don't got to bet on them. You bet on them, it's on you. It's all on you, man. I'm just telling you my thoughts.
Fuck no,
'Cause
I ain't going with Vermont.
I'm just saying, they are sleeping. I might honestly pull an upset against Texas on that one. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling on Wednesday.
That's what I'm saying. This shit's like dated. It's really like hour to hour. You
It
have to
is.
keep going back and be like,
Facts.
I don't know about this team. Or I remember that one game that, bro, it's just so up in the air. I don't know. Fuck.
I mean,
Who you got?
I mean, after this, I'm probably gonna watch bracketology. I'm
You
not
feel
gonna
what
lie.
I'm saying?
You
That's
gotta
exactly
go
what I'm about
do
to
some
do. I'm about
studying.
to go right back to the crib, put on ESPN, like, all right, what do I do?
I will say real quick.
Yeah.
I do. So, and again, take this with a grain of salt because I have not watched much college basketball this year. But one thing in general, we talked a few episodes ago about how the college basketball landscape has changed, right? It's not the type of scenario where kids go there for 3-4 years, they grow as a team, like they graduate when they're seniors and they develop, right? It's a lot of one and dones. Transfers are at an all-time high. You got people changing teams every year.
All-time high.
So there's a lot of uncertainty in like moving pieces. And I still personally, from someone who and I'm sure you guys are the same way, like when you play like a few years of sports on like the same team, like and you grow and you build that chemistry with people, like you value that, right?
Most definitely.
I definitely come tourney time in this era of college basketball, like not to say this is the golden rule, but I definitely like looking for teams, whether they're major schools or small conference schools, that have older, mature players that have maybe been together for a couple years. You got a core nucleus of a team. Maybe you got 3-4 dudes who got recruited together. They've been playing together for 3-4 years now. They're ready to make a run. They got some. That's the type of teams that I love to look at as like sleepers. You know what I mean?
I like that.
And because of that, I'm gonna go with Providence. And I know Providence is like kind of a.
He's saying true to his boys.
so
he's
look.
saying true to
Wow.
I'm
You
going-
trying to slide that in there too?
So look,
I already knew where he was going. I was like, just say it.
So
Just
I'm
say
going. I'm going to Providence. I got to tell you, I saw Providence. It was 3 years ago. It was the season before COVID hit, and I saw Providence play South Carolina at Mohegan Sun, and I saw a bunch of freshmen and sophomore out there, and they were talented. They were scrappy, and they battled. That was a tough team. And now, here they are, a bunch of 24, 25-year-old men, seniors, a couple fifth years. That's a team, man. I'm just saying.
Just watch out.
Just saying.
Hey, I get it. Providence is a big second half team. They're one of those teams that can be losing by like 5 or 6 in the first half and come back and win by 10. Like, I just can't. But Iowa's just so hot. There's no way they're gonna beat San Diego State, and there's no way they're gonna beat Iowa next. I just can't see it. I don't know.
That's going to be a good matchup.
But I see you.
for
I
sure.
see you though. I see you on that.
It is unfortunate. I actually agree with you that Iowa's really hot right now, so it kind of sucks that they have to play each other next round. But yeah, Either way,
Michigan, I don't want to hear.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I see where you're coming from, and you know, you hope for the best, but I did
prepare for the worst.
But I did say it in the earlier shows. Providence is one of the higher ranking, like fake good teams. Like they're good, but like number 9 in the country, good. I don't know. Feel like Larry David right now. I don't know.
Got 10 forks right here, baby. Yeah, this crypto commercial is funny, but
hey, honestly,
I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you 2 more upsets, and then I'm done.
All right.
I know Davidson beating Michigan State. Calling that right now.
I can see
Tom
it.
Izzo.
Okay.
Tom Izzo is only in there because it's Tom Izzo. They're not good, and TCU is gonna upset too. Steve and his brother are gonna go out there and win this game for TCU, and it's it, bro. It's all right.
That motherfucker don't look like me. Hey, number 4.
It looked like you and Drewski had a child.
Number 4 in TCU. Let me know if y'all think that motherfucker look like me. I think I'm way too sexy, but
Bro, that guy's a freshman, got the same damn shoulder build as Steve with the hairstyle and everything. Just happens that he got a thicker face. That's it.
He
It's
wish he
really
looked like
different.
me. He wish he looked like me. I'm too fucking pretty over here, baby.
Oh shit! Hey, any final thoughts, boys?
I can't wait for this tournament. I'm gonna be in Vegas Thursday,
Hey.
first day. So let's get it cracking. Like it.
G.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Can't wait for Wisconsin to beat Auburn. Can't wait for Duke to lose. And I can't wait to see how far Tennessee goes. It's going to be a good one. It's gonna be good.
It is, man. I'm March Madness is back. This is the first year. Hey, 2 years ago we lost March Madness. Last year we had it without the fans. This is the first year. We're back in full effect. I'm ready for it. I'm excited. We got NFL free agency. We got a lot going on. We're not too much that we can't even cover it all here in episode 26 of The Trenches, but we'll be back.
Hold on. Before we close, I have to share this. Can I share my story?
Yeah.
I have to share this. Bro, San Francisco, their names are the Dons. Yo, peep this.
That's pretty
let me share my screen.
The University of San Francisco? The basketball
Yes,
team?
the Dons.
The
and I found a
Dons?
hoodie that I'm going to buy right now. Oh, my God. I wish I could share it.
All right,
Wait, you won't let me share my
that's
screen.
valid.
That's a pretty badass name. I don't know about too many mobs in San Francisco, but
Yeah, the Dons.
the Dons, but
I'm all set.
So
Oh,
the
shit.
Dons. So like honestly, I might have to let them win around just because they
you might
decided to
have
name a
to.
team after me, bro.
The
The San
Dons.
Francisco Dons. There's literally a guy with a freaking like straw hat and a nice little French mustache holding a flag that says USF. I'm like, yo, that's my guy. They literally made
That's
a
the
picture of me.
mascot,
and
yeah.
put it- this is the 1960s mascot. They literally made a mascot after me. How crazy is
The
that?
Dons.
the Dons. Well, shout out the Dons. Good luck to those boys. They're playing, I think, a 7-10 matchup. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. Episode 26 of The Trenches. We're going to keep making improvements here on the podcast, in the studio. We got some cool stuff in the works. We're going to be doing some stuff, hopefully coming at you from multi-angles in the future. We got some cool setups we're working on here. If you're looking for a tournament bracket, check out Steel and Naz and Hedge Better. Steel and Naz boys, they're running a great tournament. Bracket. Shout out those guys.
The guys.
Gonna be a lot of people in it. Should be good. $20 for the entry. Make sure you hit them up, follow them, join, follow all of us. But we'll catch you guys, man. Episode 26 from The Trenches.
Do 6. Out.